Hi YouTube, so this is Rich from Auto 2000, the original Porsche specialist. I'll keep saying that until everyone starts saying it, but anyway, here we are again. We're just doing a bit of work on the SC today. We've got a bit of spare time. So Nick, what are you up to today then?
Okay, so we're going to do the oil leak on the gearbox.
Okay.
And it's leaking out of the gasket here for the gear selector plate.
Okay.
You can see it's damp.
Oh, let me come around here so I can see it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of see it there.
Yeah.
I think we dabbed it off the other day to stop it dripping on cars, but so we're going to drain it from the drain plug, drain the oil out. So that's a little 17mm drain plug there.
Okay.
And then we'll unbolt that, and that just comes straight down.
Right.
And then we'll clean all the surfaces up, new gasket, and back up. And
Okay.
Clean oil. Give it a gearbox all change at the same time.
I noticed that this was the culprit of the
Yeah.
this pivot here.
So this here, this is what, when we first started it, and it revved its nuts off, didn't it?
Yeah.
And you had to switch it off quick.
Yeah, yeah.
The reason being that was seized.
Right, okay.
So at the time we just disconnected it from the throttle body under the bonnet,
Right.
so we could do it manually, just to get it going and see what's what.
Can you just move it again? It's quite
Yeah,
cool.
so that just swivels.
Oh, right,
The common problem when they've been stirred is it just seizes on this pin.
Right.
So you can unscrew this pin out, it's threaded into the gearbox there, take
Yeah.
it off, basically clean it up and put it back on again with a bit of grease.
Because Matt was like, can't we just squeeze some WD-40 on it?
Yeah, that's right. It's not going to get in there and get all the mud, because it's greased, and over time grease just gets harder and harder and just gets all gummy, and that's one of the reasons why
Oh, nice.
why that happens. Yeah, that's pretty mucky. There's not much on the magnet there, so that's a good sign, but that oil looks pretty mucky to me.
Yeah.
It's just as well we're changing it.
Yeah, I'd say it wasn't going into gear massively well.
No, I mean that won't help either. And I think we're going to adjust the clutch cable as well. We'll have a look at that in a minute.
Okay.
So we'll just let that drain out for a little while and then we'll get that plate off. Well, this oil's really mucky. Now you see it in the bucket. I mean, it looks like dirty engine oil. So that's obviously been in there a long, long time.
Yeah.
I don't know how many miles, how many thousands of miles it's done, but I'm kind of starting to wonder if has it ever been changed?
Yeah.
Looking at the state of it. Look at that. That's really quite bad. I think I might change this twice. I might fill it up, run it around, and change it again.
Right.
I think 'cause that's pretty messy.
But that is a 10-litre container, and this car takes 3.5 litres of gearbox oil, so it's not lost any, is it?
No, that's about right.
Yeah. Are these studs or are these nuts?
These are nuts on studs.
Do the studs ever seize up on, or the nuts ever seize up on these?
No, not really. You can see it's a little bit rusty, can't you? But that's just a little bit of rust. It's not that bad.
Have you got any washers under these nuts? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Washer there. Look. Take a look.
Okay. Is it a spring washer or a flat washer?
Flat washer.
Yeah. Do you have to torque these up?
Well, I don't have to because I've been doing it a long time, so I know how tight it should be. Yeah. If you didn't know, I'd say probably 20 Newton meters. Should be plenty. Get some water out of this as well. Really good catch it. So, and if you get a flat, sort of medium flat-ended screwdriver, we'll just pry this off.
So we're taking this off because it's not a service item, it's just simply the gasket has gone.
Yeah.
But why has it got a gasket at all? I mean, why don't you just make it one
Well, this is
unit?
if you're rebuilding this gearbox, this is part of the gear linkage.
What, underneath there?
So under here, it's like a prong,
Right.
and it's to hold the gear linkage to help direct it,
Okay.
basically.
Well, let me come round. People are going to want to see this come away for the first time in like a million years.
Yeah, I can see it. All right.
Yeah. got to know where to lever these things, otherwise you'll just...
That's right, and just trying to tease it off. It's obviously been on there for probably since the car was new, obviously.
So that's 40 years.
Yeah. It's coming.
Here it comes. Actually came up quite nicely in the end.
There we go. And there we are, and there's the prong that I was talking about that holds the pivot. There's a pivot up in there.
Okay.
And that needs to be kept held in the middle, so you can actually pivot and then select whatever gear it is.
But look how clean it is up there.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, I mean that's 40 years, and even that surface is clear as well.
Yeah. I'm trying to clean this gasket off, so it's gone really hard, and that's why it's leaking. So we can get this
one there.
That's the
and
new
you just
one.
had that in stock.
I did, yeah. And I remembered that I had it, which is amazing.
Wow.
So yeah, we're going to clean this up, then I'm going to get Owen in a minute to run over it with some nice fine wet and dry, so it's nice and smooth. And we do on the gearbox as well. So it's all a nice clean surface. I might even put a small bead of Loctite on there. What number it is now, but it's the same stuff we use for sealing up the air-cooled engines. I think it's Loctite. In fact, I'll get it. So I'll be using this Loctite, and it is Loctite 574. This is really good stuff for sealing up like crankcases on air-cooled 911s.
What sort of temperature range is that? Does that operate?
Well, this one I don't know off the top of my head, but I would imagine it's quite high. I think it's about 600 degrees Celsius, but it's all in German, so I can't tell you. But this is what Porsche recommend.
Right. Okay.
I wouldn't use anything else. I wouldn't dare. So that's...
Over the years, when you've used that, then have you then taken the engine apart again and seen the condition of Loctite?
Probably not an engine that I'd rebuilt, but I can see other engines that I've done. That's obviously been new. You can tell by the colour it's orange. But you're splitting it again, so it's going to be a mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know, but all I need to know is that doesn't leak.
Yeah.
If you use that, it won't leak.
Right. Okay. Are there alternatives?
No. I wouldn't use anything else.
Right.
Certainly not like RTV or anything like that.
Yeah.
That is the stuff.
Right.
No exceptions.
Okay. Doing that, I thought I'd just show you basically what else we've got in today. Because when you come to us, obviously you see a lot of Porsches. So we've got the usual suspects. 981. We've got a 997 over there, turbo, etc. Got quite a nice. I think that's a 997 as well. But we've also got an Aston Martin in today, which is a bit different. So some of our customers, they'll bring their Porsches to us, obviously, but then they'll effectively beg us to do their other cars as well. And so if we can, we'll help them out. You know, it's just a way of just keeping our customers happy. And that's what we are really into here, Auto 2000, keeping our customers happy. Anyway, back to the SC. What do we think, Nick?
Yeah, just still cleaning it up, so it's getting there. Just trying to get most of this off before we give it a little bit of a scrub up.
Right. That's looking pretty tidy up there now.
There.
So running my finger thumb across that, I can feel that it's slightly pitted, that surface.
Yeah, so we're going
corroded,
to rub
isn't
it
it?
down a little bit, and we are going to put some sealant on this as well.
Yeah.
Because it's just old.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit imperfect, so that should cover that.
It is imperfect, but I guess the gasket takes out those imperfections.
Yeah. Yeah, it does slightly to a degree, but I think we're still going to put a little film on it. just round here, because that's the only place where it could seep oil. That's blanked off.
Yeah.
So just a little film on both sides of the gasket. So we clean that off so it's nice and dry.
Those gears have been whirling away for 42 years up there. Incredible, really, isn't it? There's no damage on any of those cogs. As you say, the magnet on the back was totally.
Yeah, if that was full of bits of metal, then you'd probably think alarm bells. But then, if it's not whining and it ends up going out the gears, and that's good enough, really.
How long would it take to do an a gearbox rebuild on one of these?
Well, once the engine's out, they're not that hard to do. They're really not.
The gearbox?
Yeah, probably take me about 4 hours, I would think. Maybe a little bit more, 4 or 5 hours.
What would you do to the gearbox in 4 hours?
On these 915 gearboxes, I would definitely do second synchro, because they're renowned for.
What does that mean, do second?
So the synchro ring is the thing that slows the gear down, so that the dog teeth can marry up.
Yeah.
Which basically effectively gives you the gear. And if that wears and it can't slow the gears down quick enough, that's where you get grating.
Right.
So, but we don't really know yet because we need to road test it and see what it's like and whether we go that far or not.
But you changed the synchro.
Change the Sealant, probably on second and third.
Yeah.
And then that's really all you need to do.
Right.
And unless you've got a whiny gearbox, a bearing on, but then while it's in bits, you'll spin all the bearings and just make sure
Yeah.
that they all feel good.
I saw you do that on that 968 the other day. So you were doing you were changing the belts on it, and then you picked up the bearings, and then you were running them, and you were putting them to your ear.
Yeah. So I was listening and feeling, and anything that's suspect, just change it.
Right.
But on that car, they'd all been done not long ago, and they all felt good. So he just wanted a belt, and I was happy that they were okay. So just one that was suspect.
Yeah.
So so you're doing the same thing with the bearings on the gearbox.
Right.
And but yeah, once we've got some clean oil in it, I think we will, Rich. We'll run it for a little while, and then we'll change it again.
Yeah.
Because it's so mucky, just to get any remnants of dirty oil out of there. And see what it does.
Is there a service recommendation for oil changes?
Do you know what? I'm not 100% sure, actually. I would just go by the age of the car. Ask the customer if you haven't got any record of a gearbox oil change. If they say no, I'd say I'd recommend do it.
Yeah.
It'd probably be easier to put it on there, I was thinking so, and then put another film on there, and then we'll put it back up and get it out of the packet without breaking it.
How confident are you that this isn't going to leak like you
I'm very confident. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, really. Right, bit of sealant. Here's the special stuff. So what we'll do, I think what we'll do it on the gasket, and then I can see exactly where I've got it going. So that's going to go on there. So we're going around here. Okay.
How old's that gasket? That's what I want to know.
Oh, God knows. It's been a while since I've done one of these. So years, I would say. So let me find out if we've got enough glue. It's not me being shaky, I like to do that. Give it a little bit of a wider spread. That's not going on the inside. You don't need to go around the studs, just need to be there. That's all it needs, it doesn't need much. Go on that way. And that should hold on those dowels. Do the same on the other side. Don't run out of sealant.
And that's not going to have some sort of negative effect on that gasket.
No.
Could you just do away with the gasket entirely?
I wouldn't recommend it. Not on old technology like this. I mean, a lot of newer stuff is just metal to metal with a sealant. But No, not this one. So that's it. And then I'm just going to go back up the other way around. So look the gasket. Look at that. That'll go. We need to give it a little tap. We get the nut on first, don't we? So wash it. Wash it. Let's wash it. Oh. Okay. It's just gone up proper. So, opposite. Opposite. Feels like it's gone on. Make sure it's flush. What you don't want to do is pull it up until it's bang on flush, because you could break it. So tap that on a little bit. It will. Try that. Feels like that's pretty much on now. Around here. That's it. That's definitely on.
Yeah, it's getting picked up on the centres of those studs.
It's just on the dowels.
There's dowels in there.
There's dowels there.
Oh, okay.
Because obviously it's for gear linkage, so it's got to be bang on.
Yeah.
That's why they're there.
Yeah.
And there you go. You can see a little bit of sealant, so we don't want excessive amounts of sealant going into the gearbox. Not that I don't think it would ever hurt it. But
So that's what 20 Newton meters.
that's yeah.
With the stress gauge in your wrist
In my
is
wrist is pretty accurate.
it's pretty well honed now.
Yeah. So I use torque wrenches for engine work. It's quite critical. And then you've got the last one, haven't you? Thank you.
That GT3 that we had in the other day, that with the centre nut on the wheel. How do they work then?
Well, they've got a little spring-loaded spline in the middle. That's to stop the wheel nut undoing.
Right.
So on the socket, that pushes that into the wheel, and then you can undo it.
Right.
But they have to be like 600 Newton meters, which is a lot. They were 580, but on the track, some wheels were coming loose.
Right.
Which they should have been able to, so I don't quite understand, but that's what a customer told me.
Is that like a scaffold bar then?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. It's undoing them, you need a scaffold bar sometimes, but doing them up, I've got a very long torque wrench, and that works. Still, you've got to lean on it, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, that's that. So we'll get some oil in it now, and that's job done. 3.6 litres.
This is the good bit, right? I mean, this is where you're putting
Clean
oil back in.
which we're going to end up chucking away because we're going to do it twice. But I think what we'll do, Rich, we'll have you give it a little run around. See
Okay.
what you think to it.
Oh no, I've got to drive an SC. Oh
Drive
no,
it around,
no, God, no,
unfortunately,
no.
yeah. Well, I've got someone else not what we're doing for time. But yeah. I think, do you know what? Before we do, we will adjust the clutch as well while it's up in the air. And you can tell me if you feel it's any better.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
So the clutch is on a cable, is it? Or
So that's just there. So I just need to have a look at it to see. It has to have a gap here.
right?
So you're not widening the clutch and wear the clutch out prematurely. There should be a very tiny gap. I can't remember what it is now. It's probably about 20 thou or something like that.
Well, that's not 20,000, right?
I can't see a gap. So it might be this is partially seized as well.
Right.
So we'll have a little jiggle with that in a minute.
Yeah.
And just see what's going on.
How do you know when you've got enough oil in it?
It will run out.
Oh, okay.
So this is also the oil level.
Oh,
filling
right.
it from the side. So you don't have to measure it in, you just pump it and eventually it will run out of there. And then you know the oil level is flush with the bottom of that, and that's correct then.
Right, okay. And is this, what oil are you putting in it?
This is 7590,
Right,
fully synthetic.
okay.
Which goes in most gearboxes, manual gearboxes. We always put it on this pump, it's just a lot easier rather than trying to have individual little bottles and trying to squeeze it in.
So we'll have We have people watching this video from other countries. We're obviously based in the UK. So this particular gearbox oil, would you put this in, say, somewhere like California?
Yeah, I would think it would be the same spec there. It would be.
Yeah.
The same vehicle.
What about somewhere like, I don't know, Norway?
Well, yeah, now you're asking. To be quite honest, I'm not sure, but I bet it'll be a different oil because it's so cold. Seized. Okay.
Is it seized?
Yeah, so they have to take that apart, but it will involve taking that off, and then this shaft will come off. It's probably this that's slightly seized. It basically needs clean up. Same sort of thing as we did with the throttle linkage.
Yeah.
Just basically take it all off and clean it up.
Right.
So
Should we have done all of this before we tried to start it?
No need, because we were literally just running the engine up. But obviously the throttle we needed to sort out so we could actually drive it.
Yeah.
You know, and the throttle not stick on and crash. But yeah, these sorts of things are running problems, aren't they?
Yeah. Easy when you know that. Easy when you know how.
Yes.
So I think I heard like a clonk. Was that the clutch pedal falling to the floor?
Yeah.
Right. A good old circlip in there.
Yeah. See, and that's broken.
Broken, yeah.
So I'm about to have one in the cupboard somewhere.
Standard.
Yeah. So let's just see if I can. Just get rid of the colour. I have to come up with a different idea then. There's it broke. Can you find me a torch, Owen? I can't quite see what I'm doing. Right, so I'm going to get that off now.
There it goes.
Screwdriver.
So there's a bit of sprung energy in that.
There's a bit. Hopefully
Not
we
too
can
much.
find.
It just flopped off.
Hopefully we can find another
It's given
one.
up.
Didn't win.
No.
So get a light, love it. So that's right here. Just take that off there. Get that out of the way. And then, right, so how? See if I can get that to come down. Right with this. That's that one. It's a bit smaller. See if we can get that to come out. How seized it's going to be. Get it seized there. You're going to have to put a pull on that.
So a bit of improvisation here
A
then.
little bit. Just See if we can just get it to shift a little bit first. If it will do it. Maybe a bit of heat. That's pretty tight. You see it's on there, this pillar's not really brilliant, but that's quite a lot of force on that.
Did it move it at all?
I don't think it did. We'll have a look, closer look. Let's have the torch just so I can see. It has moved it slightly, because you wouldn't get the circuit back on now. So we might just try a little bit of heat and then see if it'll bar off. I think we'll try a little bit of heat.
I guess if our expansion plans don't work out, we can always go into torture.
Yeah?
Are there any sills or anything that can be melted by?
Yeah, there is a rubber seal above this, but it's already perished, so we'll try and free it all off, put it back together, and then we'll put it on the list of things to get.
Yeah. How do you know it's perished?
I can see it as I was barring it, it's all falling apart.
Right.
So we wouldn't even have to do this, it should just slide off, but it's no surprise it seized, is it? Really?
No, the owner, the previous owner of this vehicle before we bought it, said that this car's going to fight you all the way. I think he was predictions kind of coming true, really. This is why when people say, oh, you know, go up their prices and all that. Well, I mean, you know, we've been at this for 2 hours. And there's two of you on it. I mean, like, I'm just filming it, so it's not really. I don't count. I shouldn't be here, but you know, there's 2 of you working on it, and you got all the equipment and all the tools, and even this job, you're gonna basically do it, and then you're gonna have to take it apart again at some point to do it again once you got the new part.
Yeah. So that's not budging.
It's not budging.
Budging.
Did you watch that film with I can't remember what it's called. It's called Journeyers or something like that. There's 2 people stuck on a spaceship, and they're trying to get into the control room.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Passengers.
Passengers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good film.
Yeah, and it's a bit like that scene, isn't it, where he's kind of like trying to get it.
door,
Yeah, captain
Got all the tools out.
he's got yeah. So we tried a screwdriver, and then we went to a crowbar, and then we went to a puller, and then we went to blowtorch, and now we're going to oxyacetylene. This doesn't work. What's next?
I don't know. I'll cross that bridge if I come to it.
Right. Oh look at that flame. See the blue in that is oxygen.
Okay, so I'll bar it a bit first because it's tilted. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Oxyacetylene.
Oxyacetylene to the rescue.
To the
When we were
rescue.
growing up, like my dad, we used to weld up cars. Our dad used to weld up cars in the garage, and he was always on the old oxyacetylene, wasn't he?
Yeah, we were always fire watching with a fairy.
With a fairy liquid bottle inside the car.
Yeah.
Until one day they
after school.
After school, yeah. We should have been doing our maths homework.
Yeah,
no,
we
we were fire watching my dad weld up cars, and actually we did all right though.
Yeah, it's hardly surprising that that's seized on as well, is it? I'm trying to remember if there's a bush in the gearbox. I certainly remember it's just metal, but I'm a little bit concerned. If we heat that up, we're going to end up having to take the bloody engine gearbox out. definitely.
Be a whole can of worms.
See, that's not supposed to be seized on there. That's supposed to be totally free. It's probably not helping the clutch either.
It's moving a little bit, so.
Yeah.
If you like sort of this gear then.
So it's going to be a factor. Okay, let's just put that back.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's better.
That's just back on its, what do you call it? Its little helpy spring. Let's try and make your pedal a little bit lighter. Yeah. I think I'm just going to double check. There's a plastic bush in there. I think we should probably stop. Because at the moment the car drives.
Yeah.
And then if we have got to heat it up, and we know that we've got to take the engine gearbox out if it all goes wrong, we'll perhaps get those bits first. I think. So we'll have a quick look on the Porsche system.
So, what do you think then, Nick?
Right, so we're going to have to heat this piece up to get it off the shaft.
Yeah.
And what I want to make sure there wasn't any plastic bushes on the shaft where it goes through into the gearbox.
Right.
And it doesn't look like there is, so I think we can go ahead and warm this up.
Great.
Okay, and
Excellent.
then hopefully it shouldn't cause any damage.
Yeah, no, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. So the black bits that come off are carbon.
The back bit.
The black bits that come off on your...
Once this is all cleaned off, it doesn't actually come apart. All the old stuff going on.
Once it's all cleaned off, you'll look at the part pretty quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we can get enough heat on this. And hopefully we can follow on. And then let it all cool down, clean it all up, see what happens.
Yeah. It's drive down the road and
Good
drive
choice.
a lot better.
Yeah.
Because it's so much easier to drive these cars when they're just, you know, they're just functioning normally, you know, and everything is just working as it should, then they just drive quite well.
Well, the one I had, I used to use it every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, people do use them as an everyday car.
Yeah. I mean, even long journeys are okay. I think as you get older, you probably won't want to be driving all the way down from Bedford to Devon in it.
Oh, yeah.
You might have a bit of a headache by the time you get there. But...
I'll tell you what I found in my 993 though, is that actually the pedals being offset in the right-hand drive car, not the best.
Yeah.
You know, the best car is the 3.2 that we've got, which is left-hand drive.
Yeah.
That is so much nicer to drive than the right-hand drive.
Feels like you're not twisting the lower back to position yourself.
Everything, all the pedals are in the right places. Everything works so much better in a left-hand drive car.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Right, now, you ready?
Yep.
Let's see what happens.
There she goes. Yeah. Go on, Owen.
You love the acetylene. We reckon a bit more heat.
Oh yeah, a bit more heat.
More acetylene.
I like the acetylene colour. I think it's like a well as much as an essence. A trigger on the gun. It's like a jet rocket.
In fact, the Iranians from Bedford showed me that when I was kids. I was chopping all sorts of stuff up.
Yeah.
There's one in my near running the gas net.
Yeah. 12-year-olds like cutting metal like with oxyacetylene. Cutting torches. He had a good childhood, didn't he?
Yeah, I was relatively survived.
Yeah, it was really.
Right,
Oh my god, that's red hot. This is going to fall on.
got to, isn't it?
Oh no, and you're ruining the effect.
So I think,
high.
and I think that's where you want to be when you're barring it.
Yeah.
So let's go again. That's still bloody hot, isn't it?
Are you sure this is not going to do any damage to any of the intelligence?
Even if there was an issue, you know, take these engines out of here.
What's your record of taking on these out?
That's obviously everyone just comes on. Right, ready? Heat up while you're in there. Keep it in there so you're positioned. I won't burn you, honestly. That's where you want it. Give it a little trial and see if it does something. Give it a go. Oh shit, it's alright.
Oh, there you go.
I wonder if we can get another bar the other side somehow. I do have a small honing tool, but I keep forgetting to buy new stones for it. That would be an idea for this. Oh, nice. This will work.
Honing doesn't necessarily take a lot of the surface, it just kind of smoothens it out.
It does, yeah. It just make it a nicer job. But this, you know, that is. I think that's cast iron actually.
It does look like cast
It
iron.
does, doesn't it? So you're not going to hurt it.
Cast steel anyway.
It's definitely cast something.
Not 3D printed, is it?
No. It's not been machined out of a billet either.
It's not carbon fibre.
No. You could make that out of carbon fibre. That'd be a lot of money. It'd save you a little bit of weight if you were really that anal on your track day car and you want it as light as possible.
Or you could just starve yourself for 24 hours for
Yeah.
Just not eat that cheeseburger.
I think a customer of ours said that the other day, didn't he?
Yeah.
Spend thousands and thousands lighting your car. Just go on a diet.
Yeah. Stop eating crisps.
Yeah. Right, I think we're going to try that. Okay, let's see if that swivels now. Let's just see first go for any luck. It's not too bad. Maybe we'll put a bit of grease on. I might just clean up a little bit more and then try it with a bit of grease. So it's...
Oh, you've got it now. You've got the right shape.
Yeah. Well,
The emery cloth's in the right shape now, isn't it?
good. Feels better.
Yeah. You know, don't you? You know when you know. Sort of,
Yeah.
when it's right.
It's good. It's going nice and tight as well.
Yeah.
Right, let's try it with a little bit. Right, what are we going to use? I think we're just going to use some multi-purpose grease. You got it.
Yeah, yeah, the surface finish looks pretty good.
It does actually, and it's quite
Yeah,
nice and
it's
shiny.
quite shiny,
I
yeah.
like shiny.
Yeah.
Always.
Shiny's good.
Always.
Shiny.
Right, let's try that.
Shiny makes our economy work.
Yeah.
People must buy shiny things. They buy this SC, they won't be buying something that's shiny though.
Right, that's good.
This car's never been welded. Do you know that?
Yet.
Well, yeah, very true.
It will
but
want some at some point.
but I do wonder if we just keep it original, so we can say it's never been welded.
Yeah, it's really hard to say what we do. I mean, it's safe.
It is
We know
safe,
that's
yeah.
safe. So, what do we do? Right, where's that other piece?
Come on, YouTube viewer out there with a couple £100 to spend on a refurbishment Singer job. Come to Bedford and we'll sort it out for you.
Buy this money pit.
Yeah, buy this money pit and we will fix it for you. But then you'll have like the best SC stroke carbon fibre Singer whiz bang hot rod on the planet, and it'll be awesome. And then we'll get, and everyone will want one, and then we'll be inundated. We can buy CNC machines and draw components and
No, to come.
yeah, we would buy bigger premises.
So that's definitely home. Okay, good. So that's bits. We might find it all comes right now. That's feeder. So obviously we want a little gap there, which we haven't quite got yet. There we have. No, that's it. So it was adjusted right before, it's just seized.
Right.
That's good.
Oh, okay, there's a stop up. Right, I've got you now. I wondered what you were talking about before. So there's a screw. Right, yeah. So that's a bolt going through there with an adjustment on it. And it's like a backstop, that lever. Right, got you. Can't see the circuit. Can't see the circuit.
You not see the groove?
Can't see the recess.
I think it's probably because it's got grease on it. I think it is there.
It is there, is it?
So both winders are back. Let's see. Actually, we should use Owen's eyes. He's got new eyes.
No, that is in there.
That is in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, does that look alright? Yeah. Bit of light. So we can just see. Hard to tell. Yeah, it's definitely in there.
That's definitely in
Yeah,
there.
that's
Yeah.
it. That's in there. That's in there.
Nice.
So you're right for now.
That'll be fine for now. So I'm going to get two new seals, and I'll get the correct circuit. Although I don't think that's going to fall off.
Yeah.
I'll just get the right one so it's a bit tighter. So, but for now, that's going to prove the point anyway.
Yeah.
Whether the clutches are going to be better or the gear change.
Gear change.
Gear change.
So we changed the oil. We've unseized that.
Yeah.
I've still got to put this back
So we've
on.
got to go on with the cable. Which can sometimes be a bit awkward. That's okay. That's it. That's on. And I think I'm just going to put it back to where it was.
Yeah.
For the minute, because I seem to remember the pedal height was actually
Yeah, the
okay.
pedal height was okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to there where that was before.
Oh, I'm getting quite excited actually because last time I drove it, it was just a bit of a handful really. It worked, but it was just a bit, yeah. You know.
I hope it's back. I'm in the spot.
Right. Alright, how's that? Let it off a little bit there as well, didn't I? Okay, that's better. Okay, we'll go with that. Let's see what happens then.
Okay.
Alright.
Well done. Excellent work. So there we go. So got the SC. We've got the clutch going, and well, I didn't realise it was clutch. I thought it was something to do with the gears, but it's actually, I think it's a combination of the clutch and the gears. But it's now feeling like a pretty nice 915 gearbox. I think Nick's going to change the oil again, and But yeah, I think that bit's sorted. We also fitted a radio in as well. So it's got the previous radio in there now. So we're slowly getting there with it. Yeah, I don't know what to do next really. I think brakes, maybe. Try to sort the brakes out a bit better, because it's starting to drive so much better every time we do like a little thing to it. It just like makes that slight improvement. I mean, that was night and day from the last time I drove it to just now. I reckon I could there's a neat cafe machines later. I'm thinking maybe I'll take it with me, because I've now actually done the historic. So I sent in the UK, you've got something called a V5, which is like the registration document, and it's got all the particulars of the vehicle on there. So it's got the chassis number and the registration number and all of that. And I've just had that back, because in the UK you can register as a historic vehicle once the vehicle's over 40 years old, which this is, which means it's tax exempt and it's MOT exempt. So it's all legal to drive now, and obviously in the right hands. You've got to know how to drive them. And you've got to know to drive them when there might be potential issues. But I think it's safe. We changed the tyres on it as well. They were really massively perished. So we've got Contis on there at the moment. So yeah, it's almost at the stage where we've got a usable classic.